Welcome back to Stir Crazy Sailing and Adventures. I'm Dennis, and you are the crew. It feels like a new season, and it is a new sailing season, and today there will be sailing. We've already left St. Catharines, Ontario. We've made our first voyage all the way up to Niagara-on-the-Lake. We are just downriver from Niagara Falls, and this is the story of how we got here. Welcome to Stir Crazy Sailing and Adventures and a new sailing season. Thanks for joining me. I'm here in Port Dalhousie, St. Catharines, Ontario, getting ready to leave for Niagara-on-the-Lake today. And I have to say, it's pretty exciting. I'm a little bit nervous. Last year when I started out, last season, I had the entire summer to prepare for my journey. And coming back and getting this boat ready for the season took a few weeks. And what I'm most proud of is that I was able to do everything myself.
What?
Looking back, I did get some help from... David is the Boatyard manager extraordinaire here. 25 years in the Boatyard. Guy knows everything. He's helping to fix my gel coat today. Oh my God, that looks so much better and it blends in so much better.
Want to water sand and polish it next.
Oh, thank you. His whole family comes out and works in the Boatyard, and my tow rail got chipped up. And he's helping to preserve it. Look how clean his car looks. A guy who's as busy as what he is. Trying to run down problems, and fortunately I've got a guy here, Glenn, the wonder mechanic, who can help me.
Hey, you know that transducer?
Yes.
It's pointing down where the spinning wheel is.
Yeah.
Just put that on the palm of your hand and see if this thing goes up first.
Okay.
Then we know something's working.
Right.
Temperature went up when you. That's why I said put it in your palm.
That's awesome. That was brilliant to think of that. That was excellent, man. He's really good at what he does. Catalina made a really good system for an emergency tiller in the event that I lose steering, and it is controlled underneath that cover. But I couldn't get the cover off with what Catalina provided. This, which looks like something I would use to cook Jiffy Pop. So my buddy Glenn, the master mechanic,
How you doing?
got a hold of his buddy Roger, who is a master machinist, and he whipped up this. I think anybody who has an emergency tiller system needs to get a hold of a guy like Roger. I love Catalina, don't get me wrong, but this little system needed some improvement. Roger, what did you do?
I cut a piece of aluminum that wide because I had half-inch aluminum, so
Yes.
I had to cut it because I didn't have the width. I had the stainless steel bolts, so I drilled and tapped into here, nut, bent this on a hydraulic press, and now perfect tool for to do the job right.
If I were to lose steering with my wheel, then I could put in this apparatus, take out this pin, slide it through this hole, and then move my rudder back and forth with this tiller handle. So it's really cool. I love Catalina, and they've got a great system. I just needed a little bit more robust tool to get off that plate in the event that there's an emergency. So cool. I'm happy. You feed? I'll shoot.
Remember the first time I ever raised a sail on the forestate?
This is the whitest this boat is ever going to be. It is so clean today. Look how white this thing is, Jacques. It's a damn white boat, isn't it? I had bird poop all over it before I could put the sails on it. Had to clean off all the seagull poop.
Get a rubber snake and throw it on top of the dollar store.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It works.
Elia is a pro, a professional mariner who was in the Navy. He has forgotten more about boating and sailing and maritime rules and technology than I will ever know. And he, being my Boatyard neighbor, was one of the best things that could ever happen to me. Yeah, the night before the boat gets splashed, it just feels like I'm not quite ready. The boat is still in disarray. There are some minor things that I need to do, nothing that keeps the boat from floating, of course. But yeah, I still have work to do, and I still have to put together the place. And through the magic of video editing, we'll go from getting splashed to heading out on Lake Ontario and making our way toward Niagara-on-the-Lake. Heading right into the wind, and so there really isn't an opportunity to sail. But I'm getting the cobwebs out after having the season off. Unintended season off. I planned to sail during the winter, but as you know, it didn't work out that way. But it feels good. It feels good just to be motoring along, letting Sparky do a little bit of driving. I'm going to go make some lunch here in a moment. And just watching out for boats and making my way to the Niagara River. I have to actually go up against the current in the Niagara River for a bit, and then I turn into Niagara-on-the-Lake Sailing Club. That's where I'll be staying tonight. I hope that I can show you some of downtown and maybe a winery. They've got a bunch of them around there. So I'm excited to just get out on the water, get moving, but also go into my first port and go through the process of landing, tying up, and all of that. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm really glad to have you here with me. On the other hand, there's a freshening wind. While it won't take me directly to my course if I sail, you want to sail, I want to sail. What do you say we open up these sails and have a little bit of fun out here on the water today? All right, we are sailing, and depending how heavily edited I did that time warp piece, you may have seen that I was searching for something. I was searching for my primary winch handle, and it wasn't where I would have put it normally. I probably misplaced it. I didn't plan on sailing today. I planned on motoring, and then I decided we needed to sail. And so I didn't have everything in order like I should have. My outhaul wasn't as tight as what it needed to be. I had not pulled on the leech line of my main. I messed with quite a few things that I wouldn't normally have to mess with, but it's the first sail of the season and a little bit rusty. The winch handle's a big deal because I won't open up my Genoa without another winch handle. We're having a nice little sail here. It's a beautiful day. I've got the main up. It's about 12 knots of breeze. Hey, first sail of the season. Yeah, it's a little bit rusty. Nice to be here with you. Nice to have you here with me. We're across from Toronto. I can see the CN Tower from here, and I will put that in the video from my phone. My phone has a much better capability for zooming in than what my GoPro does. This is where the edit occurs. Did you like that? That was smooth, wasn't it? But it's a beautiful day. We'll be getting toward, I don't know, the Niagara River outflow here in really just a few minutes. We are about 2 miles offshore. I'll show you here in a moment. And we'll be feeling the current from the Niagara. We'll have to fight it a little bit to get up into the marina. It's a beautiful day. Sure, it's a couple miles away. Just gorgeous out today. There we go. Well, maybe this is a good time to talk about lessons learned from the first part of the sail. We'll call that season 1. One of the things I learned was that the camera can be tippy on the bow of a boat. One of the things I learned was, me personally, when I'm out sailing, single-handed, when I'm out sailing single-handed, even when I'm sailing with other people, my thoughts are productive and constructive. And I mentioned this on the live feed, that there really isn't any time to talk about regrets or mistakes or anything like that with yourself. You know, sometimes when we're on long drives or other times that we have, you know, some downtime, our minds can linger on things that are just counterproductive. You know, the past is the past, and while I don't have, you know, a lot of skeletons in my closet or anything like that, we all have, you know, regrets, woulda, coulda, shoulda things. That doesn't happen out here. Out here, it's just you, me, and the sea, and what we're doing to get from point A to point B. Trying to think of something else that'll rhyme there. The other thing that I learned was, when you decide, if you decide to go on a big adventure, maybe something like this, buy a boat, sail to the Caribbean or something, that's a bad financial decision. You have to look yourself in the mirror and become comfortable with the idea of making a bad financial decision. It's not a good financial decision to go out and spend $1.25 on a boat and, you know, take off. But it may be a good life decision. So you have to think about what the trip and what the adventure is worth. Is it worth a bad financial decision? A lot of people think so. A lot of people who go out there and sail feel that it's worth it. Yeah, it can be expensive. It doesn't have to be. You can scale down your adventures. They don't have to be something as big as this. And if it doesn't happen for you, that's okay too. I'm glad that you're watching. This is a good time to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, because that helps the channel and maybe someday will help make my boat payment. I'm very comfortable saying that this adventure is a bad financial decision. I think the whole experience is going to be worth whatever the cost is, and I'm going to enjoy it while my health is good, and I'm able. That's Fort Niagara over there. That goes back to the French building it in 1726. That piece of ground has been important for 300 years. The British have held it, as well as the Americans. I'm going up against about a 2-knot current, according to the yacht club. Feels like it. Sounds accurate. Nice homes here. This guy. You're doing great. I can always back her up. All right. I'll go grab the bow. Niagara-on-the-Lake Sailing Club, Ontario. It's so nice to be here. Man. First trip, nice landing. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the ride. I'll have more about this place next week. See you soon. Cab Franc is is just smooth, no edginess to it. It's not sharp at the finish. It's really good. You need to come here. Being back feels great. Thank you so much for joining me. Thumbs up and subscribe. If you find this video even a little bit intoxicating, hey, let's do this again next week. I'll see you then.